All right, so here's your last quiz. It was bad, by the way. And I don't know what to tell y'all. Like 15, okay? This used to be a problem that maybe 5% of the student body would miss. And now it's half the class. Like something has happened. I don't get it. The formula is f of b minus f of a, sitting pretty over b minus a. This is a, this is b, okay? So I need to figure some stuff out. I need to figure out f of 3, and I need to figure out f of a. And that's again over b minus a, 3 minus a negative 5. Now, I'm going to do this in a calculator because why not? Because you guys are so bad as a class at typing numbers in. So I'm just going to go to y equals, and I'm going to type in the equation. And you can play along at home, ti84calc.com. You don't get to complain about how difficult a class is when you don't actually try to figure any of it out. That's what several of you need to realize. You do not try to figure it out. You just want to complain about how bad it is. And I swear, you're going to be an adult that does nothing but complain about how hard things are, but you never try to do anything about it except complain. You have to put forth the effort to make a difference. Zoom 6. Now, if I want to know what f of 3 is, I'm going to hit second trace. Second trace value. X is 3. And it says the y value is negative 111. We go over here and do a little more work. Equals negative 111. Take away, because there's a takeaway. I'm going back to my TI-84. I need to figure out what f of a was. And I think it was negative 5. So second trace value again. This time a negative 5. And it's 417. And if you don't know what 3 take away negative 5 is, I don't know why you're in Algebra 2. But you are. Now I need to figure out what negative 11 minus 111 take away 417 is. And I get negative 428. So negative 428 over 8. And then I push some more buttons. And I think I get negative 66. Oh, I've made a mistake somewhere. Negative 4x cubed. Maybe I have a typo. Minus 3x squared plus 4x plus 12. I know what I did. I think. Check my numbers. Second trace value, x is 3. Negative 111. That should be negative 528, shouldn't it? Yep, typo right there. All right, negative 528 divided by 8. That'll give me the right answer. Negative 66. All right, let's do 14. The following information is known about f of x. I only care about zeros. First off, gone, gone. All I care about zeros, plain and simple. This says x is negative 4. The factor is, I don't know why you're so thick-headed, x plus 4. You change the sign. I have talked about that repetitively with you. This says x is 0. The factor is x minus 0, which is just x. This guy says x is 2. The factor is x minus 2. Now, what I have is I have an x. I have a leading term of 5, so 5x, x plus 4, x minus 2. Choice C. And I don't know why you kids would not do the easy bonus question. Foiling is an Algebra 1 standard. X plus 4 times x minus 2 is x squared plus 4x minus 2x minus 8. How did you get to my room if you don't know how to use the double distributive property? How did you get here? I do not get it. And there's a 5x out front. 5x times x squared is 5x cubed plus 10x squared. I'm doing the distributive property, minus 40x. Ta-da, easy points, easy points. I just don't get it. I don't get it. You're gonna have to start trying some at home. Now, I'd say about 20% of my students didn't even try this problem, didn't even try, and you had the twin in front of you. If x plus 3, x is negative 3. If x plus 4, x is negative 4. You take the sign of the number and you change it, children. I've talked about that with you. The problem is you don't take anything home with you and do it. All I hear is how hard this class is, but then I look at you and you don't do your stuff. Now I'm going to do synthetic division. First off, I'm going to do the negative 3. I'm going to drop, I'm going to multiply, and I'm going to add. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. 9 plus negative 6 is 3. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Negative 11 plus negative 9 is negative 20. Maybe the problem is third grade math. Negative 3 times negative 20 is a positive 60, remainder of 0. Now notice when I carry out my vinculum on the next line, I don't go all the way out because that's a remainder. I don't care about that. I care about the constant. Next up is a negative 4. I still drop. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. I still add. I do all that. Negative 4 times negative 5 is 20. And I don't have anything else to synthetically divide, so I stop. Remainder, constant, x. The missing factor is 2x minus 5. It is such an easy problem. But then I have 30% of my class, maybe 40% of my class, who still can't handle Johnny. We've been doing Johnny problems for a straight month. I'm a little frustrated with y'all. Do your work. Don't copy somebody else's work. Do your work. Try to figure it out. Johnny has joined a circus. On opening night, he will walk a tightrope 400 foot in the air. That's height. It's not velocity, it's height. Part of his routine is to jump and land on a tightrope, assuming Johnny jumps upwards at a rate of 10 feet per second. That's velocity, and misses the tightrope. So, like, the number of kids who missed this was just, it blows my mind. But, oh boy, it happened. I don't think that you're of course, I just missed it too because I'm ranting. No, I didn't. Almost did. Wow. I don't know. What time will Johnny be at his max height above ground? When it is max height, I literally did this. You're going to graph it, but you don't play along in the calculator. So you don't know how to use a calculator. Any problem you have with this class, you need to take a hard look at yourself in the mirror. You Zoom 6 the way I've trained you, but you still won't even do that. Be quite honest with you. You'll just hit graph. You're stuck in this little bitty kid mentality. You put a 400 in that thing. You're going to have to look up above 400. I'm going to change my Y max to be about 420. Why not? That's a memorable number. 420, graph. If I had to, I'd set the X max to be 67. I want to know when this happened and what it was. Second, trace. 4. It ain't rocket science. I get left, enter. I get right, enter. Enter for a guess. The time is about 0.3125. That's the height. Double squiggly means about. I'm sorry you didn't learn anything in geometry, but that's also on you. 401.5625. There you go. Now you decide. Johnny hits the safety net 20 feet above the ground, or he falls against the concrete floor. I'm going to take my equation. I'm just going to do the first one, and I'm going to set it equal to 20. And that's all I'm going to do. And I've already got this in Y1. I'm going to put this in Y2. Like, it's not hard. I even saw kids write this down and then they just stopped. I don't get you. Solutions happen, and this is an 8th grade math standard when two things intersect. This is not algebra 2, kids. Second, trace. 5 for intersect. Get your cursor close to the intersection, and then press enter 3 times. 5.1959 seconds. So easy, but you won't do it. 11, granted, long division's kind of difficult for a God, but we ought to have better than half of y'all getting it right. We ought to. You're dividing by x squared minus 1. Inside is 2x cubed. Like, y'all need to really be spoken to properly. This whole being nice, not working. To turn an x squared into 2x cubed, we need to use a 2x. You'll notice all these have 2x. Like, it's a dead giveaway that it's going to start off with a 2x. 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. 2x times negative 1 is minus 2x. Notice I like things up. A lot of y'all did not like things up. That's your problem. You don't understand the basics. Like things with like things. That's 0. This has to be brought down. Negative 4 take away a negative 2x is going to be what? Minus 2x. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring this negative 1 down, because that's how we did it when we were in 4th grade. Now, I want to turn this x squared into a 5x squared, which means I need a plus 5. 5 times x squared is 5x squared. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5, and I wrap before I subtract. Bring that negative 2x down. Negative 1 take away negative 5 is plus 4, and this, boys and girls, is your remainder. Choice B is the correct choice. On to 10. Boy, this one was bad. Like, it was bad. X minus 1 is a factor set it equal to 0. X plus 2 is a factor set it equal to 0. X squared minus 9 is a factor set it equal to 0. That's why it's called the zero product property. I'm just being sarcastic now and mean. I'm sorry. I'm actually not sorry. Jump equality, change your sign. This one, oh my land, to the number of kids who said that x was 9. X squared is 9. X would be plus or minus the square root of 9, which everybody and their mama knows is 3. One of them's a positive 3, one of them's a negative 3. Multiplicity from the exponents. Multiplicity from the exponents. Understood 1. Easy peasy. Odd crosses. Even touches. Odd crosses, even touches. 3 is odd, cross. 4 is even, touch. 1 is odd, cross. 1 is odd, cross. Bless you. Find all the factors of f of x equals 2x cubed plus 9x squared plus x minus 12 if f of 1 is 0. I'm going to start right there. That says x is 1, which means the factor is x minus 1. Change signs when you become a factor. That's what you do. It is a select 3, by the way. You're supposed to select 3. Now, this again says x is 1. Let's do a little synthetic division. We're going to put a 1 out front. Coefficients, second floor of your vinculum, 2, 9, 1, negative 12. We're going to drop the 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. 1 times 11 is 11. 1 plus 11 is 12. 1 times 12 is 12. Negative 12 plus 12 is 0, which is your remainder, preceded by a constant, preceded by an x, preceded by an x squared. So in addition to the x minus 1, I also possess 2x squared plus 11x plus 12, which does factor. And it's an Algebra 1 level factoring problem. So much of this class that you think is Algebra 2 is not. It's Algebra 1. It takes a 2x and an x to make a 2x squared. To make a 12, you're probably going to use a 4 and a 3. Now, 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. Both positive. 2x plus 3, x plus 4. Moving backwards again. Number 8. Factor this. Oh, my Lanta, this was so bad. Factoring by grouping is not an Algebra 2 skill. It is an Algebra 1 skill. I swear it is. I noticed that both of these pieces contain a 2x squared. And if I pull it, I'm left with what? X? Sorry, they don't contain a 2. Forgive me. They contain an x squared. If I pull that from 2x cubed, I have a 2x. If I pull it from itself, I need that -1 as a placeholder, because x squared times -1 is -x squared. Then I focus on the back of the bus here, and both those contain a 2. They're both even numbers. If I pull a 2 from 4x, I have a 2x. If I pull it from -2, I have a -1. You will notice that the common factor to both of those pieces is 2x minus 1. And the stuff left over is x squared plus 2. Right there. I made choice A because I thought a couple of you guys would think that x squared plus 2 factors x plus 1 times x plus 1. It does not. Like, it doesn't. You know, I put this on here to catch the let's just say the slow kids. If you picked A, you're a slow kid. Plain and simple. You're slow. Do better. This is an 8. It takes an 8x and an 8x to make 64x squared. To make a -9, they both can't be negative, kids. This is 8x minus 3 times 8x minus 3. That would make +9. You need a -9. You need a +3 and a -3. Choice B. Literally the easiest thing that could be done as far as factoring goes. Literally. 6, I can't do it backwards. I got to start at 1. And I say 70% of y'all missed it. Right? It says right here, profit is revenue minus cost. This is revenue. It's -x cubed plus 12x squared minus 10x. Take away cost. The 9th commandment of math says if you're going to take away 2 or more things, you wrap. You wrap. Oh, I forgot an x here. Now, a -10x, take away 2x is -12x. It is not +12. And it's certainly an x squared. This is gone. That says -8. It can be this one or this one. A -5. Negative times a positive is negative. Choice A. I don't know what kind of testing skills you have, but you need to work on them. Determine to the nearest whole number of the interval of units that must be produced to be profitable. Well, that means that you're going to take your equation and you're going to set it greater than 0. And what you can do is you can put that in y1, you can put that in y2. So let's see what happens. What do we have here? We have -x to the third. But again, we see the issue is a lot of y'all just don't know how to use a calculator. And I see that. I know it's a problem. And then we have what, -12x minus 5, but at the same time, you can't add or subtract. You need to be working on those things, kids. I'm sorry I sound like a mill. It's because I kind of am, because I graded them, and I'm just very disappointed. I was really disappointed in you. Anyways, do a Zoom 6 like you were trained. Like I tried to train you. Should see it come back down. No, we'll have to look right. Let's set the X max out. That's in thousands, right? So let's go out to 20. There we go. Now the reason I went out to 20 is because look, 10,000, 10,000, 12,000, 20 would be 20,000. Let's figure out this number right here. Second trace, maybe second trace, 5 for intersect. You gotta pay attention to your X values. Get close, enter 3 times. So I got 1.463. That doesn't do me much good, does it? They all have 1463. Let's do this again. Second trace. That's probably what happened. You got that, and you just were like, well, I don't know what to do next. You go through the same exact procedure. You just go over to the next intersection. Oh, there she was. Enter, enter, enter. And I got 10.852, if I can round, 10.852. There you go. 10,852. All right, what number of widgets sold produces the maximum profit? You're going to have to look up to see a maximum. I don't know what the max. I'm going to look up to 200. I think that'll do it. Why max 200? Because it's in thousands, I think. Yeah, it is. 200 graph. And you can kind of look down here. See these numbers? That's why I chose 200. Second, oops, gotta wait. Second, trace, maximum. It has to be where things are real too, so it's going to be over here. Left, right, enter. And you'll see 158. You see where it says Y is 158? Choice B. Not a hard problem. BR. So to do 4 and 5, you had to know your patterns. An A cubed minus a B cubed is going to be A minus B times A squared plus AB plus B squared. And A cubed plus B cubed is A plus B times A squared minus AB plus B squared. And remember you had your old SOAP thing? Same, opposite, always positive. Same, opposite, always positive. Now, this kid is an idiot. And I hate to say that because I know that's a couple of y'all that chose it. It's not supposed to be picked. Straight up idiot. You ain't paid no attention. And I know that sounds wrong, but the truth is, I even mentioned that in class that you're not supposed to be that kid. That's not right. It never has been right, and it never will be right. So don't keep making the same mistake again. It doesn't work. Don't be that kid. Any standardized test has that as an option choice. And it's for the kids who don't pay any attention to anything. Don't be that kid. Don't be that kid. All right, moving forward here. Where are we at? Now, look at your signs. I need minus, plus, plus. Nope. Maybe. Nope. Choice C. All right, and that works because this is a 5x that's cubed. Take away a 3 that's cubed. All right, this one's supposed to be plus, minus, plus. Nope. Now, this one has a mistake right here. When you set this up, you do have a 2x that's cubed, so A is 2x. You do have a 3 that's cubed, so B is 3. It's 2x plus 3, and here you have to square everything. That gives you that result right there. The correct answer was choice D. Number 3 wasn't horrible. Wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. It gave me a little hope as I was grading. I'm just going to use the box method because I do think it's vastly superior for things like this for most kids. And like I said, it wasn't horrible. Of course, you got the kids that don't do any work and they missed it. I can't fix you. You're going to have to fix yourself. I just put stuff together, right? I know I got an x cubed. That doesn't do me any good. If I put those two together, I think I have 8x squared. So gone, gone. 15 minus 7 is 8. There you go. Choice D. 2 to go. Solve this guy by completing the square, and you had your twin, so you had your instructions. First things first, let's divide everything by 3, and that was what most kids did not do. They did not divide everything by 3. Next step, let's move that 3 to the right-hand side. Now we're going to take half of B. We're going to square it. We're going to get 9. We're going to add that 9 to both sides. This is the part that completes the square. This factors as x minus 3 squared. It's what we call a perfect square. It's always half a b. And the right-hand side is 6. The opposite of squaring has always been square rooting. So x minus 3 is plus or minus the root of 6. Move the 3 over and you are done. It is such an easy thing. It is. But then again, half of you missed the first problem. And that is so sad. It is so sad that you missed the first problem. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. A is 3, b is negative 2, c is 4. Plug it in. Opposite of a negative 2 is a positive 2, plus or minus square root. Good practice to wrap negatives. If you don't, you'll probably miss it. There's a couple that did miss it because of that. Several, actually. A is 3, C is 4. It's all sitting pretty over twice A, twice a 3. Now let's just pretend that I can't do math in my head. Let's pretend that I'm you for a minute. There's a negative 44 stuck inside. So x is going to be 2 plus or minus the root of a negative 44. That piece is over 6, that piece is over 6. Now, you see that 2 over 6? That's 1/3. No, it's also positive. It's positive. It's a positive 1/3. Right? The root of negative 44 is definitely imaginary. See the I? See the I? Bless you, children. And by the way, the root of that simplifies. That's going to be the imaginary root of 4 times 11, which is 2i root 11. So I've got 2 over 6, which is 1/3, plus or minus 2i root of 11, also over 6. And you'll see 2 over 6 is going to be reduced to 1 over 3. Again, bless you. You need to do better. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, for my own sanity and for the sake of your grade. Do better. Do the retake, kids.